That lovely moment where you realize just how much trauma you inflict on your coworkers. I'm sorry, guys. Too bad, so sad. I do a lot of weird things, like the stuff I did in this story. Oh no. Hello, everyone. It is great to see you all again, and I hope you'll stick with me today because boy, do I have a story for you. As you can tell from the thumbnail, let's talk about hotels right now. Not that there's really a lot of going on, but I was recently reminded of this story, and I was thinking, okay, now might be a good time to tell it. I hate hotels. I hate them. I feel like no matter how much you scrub, you can't get them clean enough. I'm just not one for hotels. And on top of that, I don't like being in hotels by myself. Not just because I am cisgendered female. Actually, that's the main reason, but also because I just fucking hate hotels. I don't like hotels. I like the idea of traveling, and I would like to travel. Like, I would love to go to Japan, and I have dreams of going to France one day. But I'll tell y'all a secret. I don't like hotels. I hate them. I freaking hate them. Oh my god. The craziest, ridiculous shit happens in hotels. And I ain't down for that. I'm a simple girl. I just want to watch YouTube and make TikToks. Is that really too much to ask? Plus, why are all of them so freaking weird? Like, let's just talk about that for a minute. Why is it you always hear stories? Oh my god, here's a freaking great example. Oh my god. Okay, does anybody know the lore of the Hotel Cecil? Like, I think it used to be called something else, but it's called the Hotel Cecil. And they had, like, some of the crazy stories. Okay, so, like, way back when, they had two serial killers staying there at the same time. More recently, they had this story about this girl who drowned in a water tank named Elisa Lamb. Like, bro, I don't know if hotels can actually be cursed, or maybe that hotel is on top of Native American land. It's in Los Angeles, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was. But straight up, I can't make this up. This hotel, I watched this little docu-series about it. It had like 3 separate stories. One of the stories was the story of Elisa Lamb, who she was doing some weird stuff in an elevator. She was staying there for like spring break or something, and then she goes missing, and they find her, I think, a few days later or something because of water issues, in the freaking water tank, dead. Nobody knows who did it or how she got there. It's nuts. And then we have this other thing where you had 2 serial killers, 2 who were operating at the same time, stay there. It was the the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, who, if anyone knows anything about me, they know I love true crime, and I like Richard Ramirez. He's not in my top 5, but he is in my top 10. I like hearing about him, but he was staying at the Hotel Cecil the same time as this, I think he was Austrian or Hungarian serial killer, Jack Unterweger. This dude, he went to jail for killing prostitutes, got out, wrote books about it, came to America, and then I think he went home to Germany, Austria, whatever, and killed more prostitutes. Like, bro, they let him out, and then he killed more people. Oof. If that don't make your skin crawl. Why is it always prostitutes? Anyway, so the Hotel Cecil and many other hotels are many reasons why American Horror Story Hotel exists. Like, you ever watch The Shining? There's reasons. But this is my own horror story where I have told the story a few times, and I always jokingly say I should have been on the season of American Horror Story Hotel. Like, Lady Gaga should have been sucking my neck, okay? Because I I can't clickbait this. This is the God's honest truth. I almost got murdered in a hotel. So, this was in 2018-ish, 2019. No, it was in 2017. It was in 2017. 2018 was different. This was in 2017, and my former business partner slash roommate, myself and her husband, we were all getting ready to attend Stockton Con. We were, no, it was Sinister Creature Con, but it was taking place in Stockton instead of Sacramento, where we would usually go. We were really excited. We both love horror movies. We love true crime. We love that killer shit. We love it. Well, unfortunately, we were both a little scatterbrained, and we were trying to find a hotel because it was a 2-day con and we wanted to, enjoy it. But we decided we didn't want to travel back and forth and do a 30 to 40 minute drive each way. It sucked. So we decided, let's just get a hotel. Well, I will fully admit this because this was my fault. I didn't do enough research on the hotel. All I saw was a cheap hotel room. I won't say the name of the establishment, but let me just put it to you this way. Anyone who lives in Stockton, California will recognize this hotel when I describe it. Here goes. It had... How do I put this? We packed up for the trip. We head out. My boyfriend at the time was going to meet us the next day. We get to the hotel. First thing I notice is a lot of skeevy looking people around the front entrances. Like, there was a lady who was very clearly a prostitute standing there. There was another lady with a filthy toddler hanging off of her hip and stringy white trash hair. And there were a couple of guys over in a corner talking, and I'm like, is this the right place? We were right off the freeway. When we actually got into the hotel room, our window was facing the freeway. You could hear cars and horns and lights going. Anyone who lives in Stockton will recognize this place as I talk about it. You can even say it in the comments, but I'm not saying it out loud here. So we get there. They immediately want us to pay for the night, which most hotels aren't like that. When you think of the word motel, no-tel, a roach hotel, roach-tel, whatever, this is the place that you would think of in your mind. Now, we're taking our luggage up. Now, my roommate is staying by the car, and me and her husband are going back and forth with our stuff and kind of keeping an eye on things because we immediately had a bad feeling. Then, once we get all the stuff out, she goes straight up, locks the car, and she's sitting in the room. We start bringing stuff in, and she notices people would walk by, and they wouldn't really say anything to her, but they just kind of peek in, look at her, look at the stuff. Now, mind you, we were selling jewelry and trinkets and stuff. Like, it's not like we were selling high-name shit like Coco Chanel. Like, we weren't selling handbags and stuff. This was no Hermes operation up in this bitch. It was just simple shit. But they were staring at stuff and staring at her and making faces. She was immediately uncomfortable. I swear to God, I slept with my pocket knife under my pillow that night. I cannot make that up. We were so uncomfortable. We did not want to leave the room. We kept everything locked, the curtains drawn. And with the highway clearly in front of the thing, we could not escape the noise. I had to put headphones in for the longest time because I couldn't stand all the noise. So we were uncomfortable. It was a bad night. The room was dirty. Nothing felt good. Next morning, she went into the bathroom. 10 minutes later, actually not even 10 minutes, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 minutes later, she comes out and says, "Pack your shit, we're leaving." And she shows me roaches in the bathroom. We packed all our shit. We hightailed it out of there. We got to the convention later on, and we were talking to people, and they recognized the name, and a lot of people were just staring at us, and they're like, "Yo, you don't know? That place has prostitutes and, like, murderers who go through there, like, every night. Like, y'all are lucky to be alive, because they kill people. They find bodies, like, weekly in that place." Oh, yeah. So, apparently, it's not uncommon for people to break into rooms and rob and murder the people staying in them. We tried to get our money back. They refused. It was just a horrible time. Thankfully, we paid a little more for the hotel, but We managed to get a better one at La Quinta, and then the convention went great. We had so much fun. I can't wait to go back as soon as all this corona shit's over. But if you're ever in Stockton, California, and you recognize the hotel I'm talking about, don't let people stay there. Do not stay there. I swear to God, I feel like any second somebody, because there were people just walking by and peeking in and looking at our shit and looking at us. Even with curtains drawn, I could still see the occasional person walk by. I swear I saw a homie peeking in and looking through one of the windows. So I am telling you guys, we almost got fucking murdered. Like, we literally stayed at the Murder Hotel, at Hotel Murder, at the Murder Inn. That's literally the nickname of it in the city, the Murder Inn. Oh my God. Why? I can't make this up. I can't. I could not make this shit up for the life of me. So, that is my I almost got murdered at a hotel, I almost ended up on American Horror Story. Hey guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to my story about American Horror Story Hotel. My life, apparently. And I want to thank all my new subscribers and thank everybody for watching. This has been really enjoyable, and I'm really glad to start telling more stories and get it out there. Like, my life is kind of weird. Like, I never realized how weird something is until my coworker the other day and I was telling her some of my stories, and she's like, you really should be a comedian. You really should, you know, be a public speaker and tell people your stories because they're ridiculous and funny. I'm like, okay. If people think I'm funny, people think I'm funny. I just think I'm a crazy ass bitch. But thank you all for joining me. So, again, thank you so much. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more of this crazy ass shit and hear more amazing story times. Because that's not even all the stories I have. Like, that's just from hotels. Like, if y'all have heard my retail horror stories, you know my life is weird. But thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe, comment, and everything you guys do really helps out small YouTubers like me. I'm trying to put my name out there and make it big. And I hope to bring you all more crazy freaking content. I will post all the links below. I will link my last video. And thank you guys so much for joining me today. And feel free to comment down below and tell me your hotel horror stories. I would love to read horror stories that are kind of like mine. Did you ever end up staying at a murder inn? I'd love to know. I will see you all really soon, and thank you all so much for being here with me today. Thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.